Welcome to Speakeasy Conversation, almost 50, dog.
Almost
49.
49, dude.
Inside Go Brewing with Seth. And Seth is inside your house.
Yes, he is. So, yeah, you guys might notice the background will be a little familiar when stuff comes on screen a little bit here. So, what you got in your glass here, my friend?
I got a lot cooking. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But that being said, I have this blue bobbler thing. Blue bobbler from Fox. Blue bobbler. What do you? I'm not even going to ask. I am not even going to ask. It's a blueberry blonde ale.
Okay.
From Fox River Brewing Company. And it's actually Fox River Brewing Company, Doug, is actually, believe it or not, on the Fox River.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have guessed that. So
I know.
Who knew?
It's a blueberry blonde. That's decent.
Okay.
It tasted better 3 days ago, though, off the tap. I don't know. Maybe it's been sitting around for a while. I'm not sure. But
is there a date on the can on the
beer.
bottom?
Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't have to look at this if I bought it from the brewer.
No, you should not. You should not.
Right. So I'm actually going to pass on that. Or maybe I'll look at it and get back to you. But go ahead, Doug.
All right. So I am going to be doing NAs because our guest brought me several of them from Go Brewing. So this is the
I forgot. NA.
For me, you don't worry about it. It's all good. New School Sour, limited batch holiday blend. So we're going to see what this is like. I've had the New School Sour standard. So yeah, we're going to see how this is. Look at that color on that lovely thing right there, Greg. I think that's a pretty nice color. Dirty glass as usual.
What a dirty ass glass. Oh my.
Hey, that's my norm. You know this.
Yeah, mine's dirty ass too.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm not really quite sure what the flavor profile of that is. It's not like overly sour, but very drinkable, like really drinkable. But it does have like some sort of not like overly holiday spice thing, but it's definitely there. Just a little bit. This is like very, very drinkable, Greg. This is something that you could just really enjoy several of. So cheers to you, sir.
Nice. We will. Yeah, that sounds like it's better than mine. Yeah. I'm actually kind of ready to move on from this one, but we'll wait until our guest comes. All right, Doug. There was a couple things that happened this week. My beer brand thing had a big announcement this week, and I would like to talk to y'all about this. We announced that we have started a collaboration with confirmed 9 other breweries to brew a beer together.
Nice.
In late February to be released in May, called The New Kids on the Maibach. And that's because they are all brewers that started they brewed their first batch in Wisconsin in 2025. So that is going on. And yeah, we'll be getting together to brew this beer late next month and release it in May. And it's between the brewers are Vault 202 is brewing it. The other partners are Tailwinds Brewing Company, Mobcraft Brewing Company, Lombardi Brewing Company, Boulder Junction, which we featured their logo here a couple weeks ago. Brewed Omen, St. Francis Brewery, Last Stitch Brew Pub, and Fond du Lac Brewing Company that I visited yesterday. It was
very nice.
So yes,
big doings.
Yeah, that's fun, great, wonderful. I think it might be the actually biggest collab ever in Wisconsin. for a number of brewers. I'm not sure. We can't figure that one out. But we are excited, and I am excited, and it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, man, that just sounds pretty cool. It sounds like you were able to get a lot of moving parts together to get this together. So excellent.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, it is.
All right, and not so many moving parts, Doug. We have this, which is Daddy Porter's double coverage, which we started last Monday with me and Matt Clark talking about football for half an hour on Mondays leading into Monday Night Football. But until Monday Night Football, Doug, we'll just be talking football for half an hour on a Monday, every other Monday. Everywhere you find your Daddy Porter silliness, you will see that.
Yeah, for sure. So that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. You can check the last one, and I don't know, Doug. Maybe we'll need you on there to talk about something Jacksonville at some point.
Okay.
Y'all might be good enough to get a Monday Night Football game next year.
Yeah, instead of maybe playing 2 times in London every year, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but your owner loves that shit.
Our owner's a dinkus, but
All right, Doug. You wanted to talk about this, buddy.
yeah, so former guest a few years back, we had Liam Wong on, and she is returning to Tournament of Champions, which it's a pretty awesome chef competition that I think is really fun to watch. That starts February 15th. So, I messaged her and said, hey, are you going to be on this? And then she said, yep. And I was like, all right, we'll be rooting for her. And, gave me a thumbs up, Greg, a thumbs up as a response.
Okay. Was it passive aggressive or was it
it was not passive aggressive. I think it was pretty genuine. So
well, then
okay, thumbs up. Sorry, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I love watching that show. Joe and I watch that all whenever it's out. So, cheers to her being back on.
Cheers to that. All right, Doug, and cheers to our guest this evening because you know him well, or well enough for him to be in your house.
That's true. So tonight we're going to be welcoming a friend of mine. I met him at the North Brewery. Rest in peace, North Brewery. What's interesting is I'd seen him a few times, and then one time I went in, and it was just a few people there, and he was there, and he was drinking NA beers, and I was like, cool. So that I started talking to him about that. I left him a few NAs there, and that just kind of was able that we were talking a bit about NA beers. That's his jam. So, and he does stuff with Go Brewing. I believe he is. I always screw up the terminology. Not a representative, but like what Matt Strain is with Athletic, like an ambassador. I think that's the word. Maybe I'm wrong there. So, but also I would like to say Seth we've had some really impressive beards on our show. I'm going to tell you Seth is up there when we bring him on the screen because his beard is impressive.
Oh, beard.
Yes. So as Greg is wont to say, without further ado, let's bring on Seth Mullenax. Welcome, Seth.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Get some clapping in here. We can, right? We can get some clapping in here, right, Doug?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. All right. So Seth, what are you drinking, man? I gave you some of my NA stash. I'm curious what you picked to drink.
Yeah. So to start off the night, I'm starting with this blueberry blonde from blackberry blonde style. It's a blonde ale from Two Phase Brewing down in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So I'll show that right here.
Yeah, that is from the Barrel and Flow Beer Festival. I still have one of those, Greg. So what do you think of it? Got a nice color.
Yeah, very, very nice color. I haven't had a blonde ale in a long time since I quit drinking. So it's a shock. I don't know. I'm used to drinking like the double IPAs and the sours and some of like the Guinness stouts and the Heinekens and Mick Ultra Zeros and so light beers, but it's a good. I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, as we've talked about, you and I together have talked a bit about how, like, with the NA stuff, there's a lot of times, I mean, some things, like I think your darker beers are a tougher sell to try to
yeah,
get the right flavor profile, the right mouthfeel. Whereas, like Guinness does it right, but Guinness has been making an NA product for fucking decades. That's just
right,
they just basically
exactly.
started canning. So, they've had decades to perfect the way that tastes. So, yeah. But I'm glad you really enjoyed that. That was one I had
Yeah.
at the festival, and I was like, oh yeah, I have one of those in my fridge. I should get one of those.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So, yes, Jeff, you should. Yes, JT, you should recognize that mic and the whole backdrop from my old days there. So anyway, we'll throw comments up here and there, but yeah. So anyway, let's talk a bit about how you found Go Brewing. So Go Brewing's kind of, was I right to say that you're like an ambassador? Like, how does that?
Yes.
How do we do with that?
I'm an ambassador plus commission. So whatever I sell, I get 15%. So they do throw me a little bit of money. I mean, I'm not writing big check. They're not writing me big checks, but it's enough for where it's like, oh, cool. There's my Dunkin' for the month or something. How I found them out is a buddy of mine named Mark went to their brewery and had like 3 or 4 of their double IPAs, but he was walking to the hotel and he's like, no, I'm done. And they're like, oh, these are all NA beers. And he had no idea.
Oh,
So
wow.
he went back. Yeah, he went back the next day and picked up some and then drove home and brought them over to my house. And he's like, yeah, apparently they ship right to your house. And I was like, oh, okay. And they had a beer of the month club. So I ordered more of the double IPA because he gave me only 1 can. And from there on out, I just started exclusively drinking them because it was just convenient.
Mm.
And then and Joe reached out to me. It was like, hey, we're doing an ambassador program. We're going to do like a soft launch. It's going to probably be about 10 or 15 of you, but I would really like to bring you on board. And then we've done a sober podcast together. And I've been an ambassador probably for about 1.5 years now.
Oh,
so
very nice.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that your friend went and it like didn't even realize it was an NA brewery.
I don't know if he had like a couple before he went and then, didn't think anything of it, but he saw a brewery. It was close walking distance within the hotel. And then he was like, all right, well, they got this, and he wasn't paying attention. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll have one more then. And then left. So that's what I always tell people. The first person that brought me to Go was someone that thought they were drinking the real stuff. So,
yeah. So Daniel was asking if you have an affiliate link. So if you could share that.
I do. In my name is in the description is 607 Beard Guy. That's my Instagram. And I have the link right there in my bio.
All right. So that's so we because we have Matt Strain come on to talk, we'll have someone drop your link there because we have folks that do that sort of thing. But we have Matt Strain, lots of folks in our group will order from Athletic. That's the thing about NA, it's so convenient that you just order to your house. You don't even go anywhere.
Exactly.
And if you buy nice.
I think if you buy 3 6-packs, you get free shipping, and shipping's like 2 days. So right from Chicago, it's super fresh. And it's awesome.
Yeah. So which one, you've had, I imagine you've had quite a few of their beers, right? So I know you said you venture towards like the double IPAs and the sours. What's your favorite? If you're going to pick a favorite out of Go Brewing, what is kind of your go-to Go Brewing beer?
Well, they kind of broke my heart a little while ago. I got a newsletter saying that they're getting rid of, for now, it's called Burn It Down. And that's an IPA, and that's my favorite. That's what sold me on them. But the Double Story IPA, which I'm drinking in this glass, and it's a double hop, double IPA with Simcoe, Mosaic, and Citra, which are my favorite hops. And I would say if it's a close to something, it's almost close to a 90-minute without the burn.
The burn, not having the burn's nice.
Yes, it is. And, I can have 9 of these and wake up tomorrow with my kids at 6 o'clock in the morning and my head doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm. And you don't feel freaking completely spent.
No, I just have a full bladder.
Being men of a certain age, you kind of have to get up in the middle of the night, take care of that anymore.
Yes. Yep.
And you have kids that are much smaller than mine, so I don't have to worry about waking them up. But you might have to.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, it is. Like most nights here, I'll have 3 regular beers, and I have an old 15-year-old dog who gets up at the latest he is. The other day he got up at 5:45, and that was sleeping in for him. And I'm the one that gets up. It is. It's not fun. So I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just kind of. So, what? Like, I know you said you're sober. You don't have to get into more. I know your buddy Simon. That's my dog. Greg loves my dog. So. We don't have to get too far into the weeds here. So with the being sober, I drink more NAs because I think you know that I had a heart attack 4 years ago. So I tend to I drink less and I have NAs. Fridays are usually the nights that I actually have more than 1 or 2 regular beers. I generally don't go over that because I don't want to, because it helps up. Was it health related? Was it just something like that? Or you just decided I'm good and I need to just go this route?
I finally admitted that I had a problem, and it was becoming an ongoing issue with like work quality life and then family life. And I had some serious, questions from some fairly important people in my life that called me out on it. And they said it was either this or that. And I'm like, well, you guys are really cool to hang out with. And, I've always loved tough love coming from like a wrestling background. And it's exactly what I needed. So for about 6 or 7 months, I went to AA for a while and really built a good foundation, left my current job to go to another job, and was starting to feel, not that I was going to go back to it, but it wasn't really putting me in a good headspace. So we have a local recovery home in the area called Fairview, and I got hired by them, and they really liked my story. And that's where I really developed my sobriety and feeling that I'm not alone, because I was working with people that were in active recovery that had time under their belt. And that really helped me push myself to the next level of where I wanted to be, and really, light a fire under me where like, okay, cool, I'm on the other side of this. And, these people are making a difference and can actively see that they changed for the good. And that's what helped me kind of like, you know what, I'm doing all right. I'm going to keep this going. So, June 11th will be 5 years. So almost half a decade. Wow. And I'm super happy for that. And I have a great support system. My wife is awesome. Big shout out to, just to name a couple people, my buddy Justin, who I've never met in person before. He's in New York City. I think he might be watching her tomorrow morning. But I texted him on day 1, and every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, he would send me a text, just simple, sink or swim. And every morning, every night that I got home with my kids and I was unwinding for the night, I would text him swim. And that lasted 6 or 7 months. And we didn't chat a lot. If I was having a bad day, I would just say, hey, have a bad day, but I swam. And that's all he wanted. And then our old stomping grounds, the North Brewery, Zach, Teresa and Mike, the group chat boys, Dean, Ken, and countless other people that really just encouraged me that I was doing the right thing. So I always like to tell people I got sober in a brewery, and they're blown away. But the family dynamic down there is just I miss it, and I'm still close with those people, and they're wonderful, wonderful people.
Yeah,
So-
they are very much the kind of people who would go to bat for you no matter what it was.
Yeah.
It was a brewery, but like that was very much one of my favorite third spaces I've ever had, where it's just like you went, you felt like you're hanging out with friends all the time. Like
Yeah.
if you went there, and it just felt like that all the time. And it's one of the things I miss. I like the beer. I really like the beer, but I also really what I liked was the people there.
Yeah,
That's not always the case.
And I officiated 2 friends' weddings there, JR and Julie, right before COVID hit. They called me up on a Friday, and JR jokingly, this is back when I was drinking, I was like, you know what, I'll officiate your wedding if you can't get anybody. And then COVID hit, and then they had their one friend couldn't do it. They couldn't fly in because they couldn't leave the state. Their other person couldn't do it. And so they called me on a Friday. They're like, hey, can you do Friday at 5 o'clock? I go, whoa, this is on my terms. I'll see you at 7. So we did a backyard party for them, and I officiated their wedding, and they're still married. They have I told them the only form of payment I wanted was 2 12-packs of Utica Club, and that was enough payment for me.
Yeah. Utica Club, man, that's a choice. If you're gonna drink regular beer, that is really a choice.
Oh man, that's the only one I miss.
Really?
Yes, because I'm from the Utica area, so I mean it has like a super soft spot in my heart. I still collect the Schultz and Dooley Steins. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
we put up that question, Greg, because that's an excellent one.
Go right ahead.
All right, man. That's a question for you there, Seth.
what is the biggest thing I've gained back? I would say it's my family and just trust. I've gained a lot of trust back, because when you're so clouded, well, not so clouded, I won't group everyone together, but I was very clouded. I thought I was a good person, but I wasn't being present with my kids, my wife, my work. And, it was really starting to show when I really couldn't see it because I had that big cloud over my head. So I would just say my mental clarity has been a lot better since I've cut out alcohol. I mean, I still miss the bar scene where, like walking in, seeing everybody. But NA beer, not just Go, but has made me feel a lot more normal when I'm at weddings or barbecues or a baseball park or a hockey game. It's just like, okay, cool. Like I'm here with the guys. I can do my thing and no one says anything.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And I have a follow-up quick, or what do you have, Doug?
Go ahead, do your follow-up, and then I'll do my second.
Well, I was going to say many people feel cutting back on alcohol means losing their social life. What is your comment?
For a while it did, because I kind of took a step back just for a little bit, because I was so nervous in the beginning, because I know it's like what I needed. And not that I felt tempted or anything. It was just, no, I need to kind of like think about what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for. But after I got what I wanted out of sobriety, I was like, okay, cool. I feel comfortable enough. Sure, I lost friends, but I think like for a month later, I was back at the North Brewery and nothing had ever changed. Everyone's like, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? How many days do you have underneath your belt? Like, hey, keep doing what you're doing. We're proud of you. So it wasn't a big culture shock in like losing everyone. It was just like, oh, these are true friends, which made it feel normal. I mean, I walked in there and it wasn't any change. It was like, hey, sit down with us, hang out, have a soda, or bring your own stuff. I mean, I probably didn't start drinking NA beer until I was like 6 months sober. I just cut it out completely. And I had a conversation with my wife. I was like, hey, I really want to try these. And she's like, okay. And there wasn't any big pushback. And it's really helped me out a lot, just to feel normal, with like watching Monday Night Football or, college football or anything. It's just like, okay, cool. I can grill, have a beer, and not feel empty, so.
So, Doug, you got something?
Well, yeah, I just want to say, this is the second one that Seth gave me. This is the Story Double IPA, and I'm not sure I've ever had a double IPA NA beer. So Simcoe, Mosaic, and Citra. I think those are the hops you mentioned earlier, wasn't it, Seth?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So there's how it looks. Glasses. This one isn't this. Yeah, this also doesn't look as dirty as my first glass. So here's that.
We're moving in the right direction, Doug.
Yeah. Did you also have a second, Greg?
Yours first, though.
Okay. Well, this is really, really tasty. Even though it's hoppy, it's not like crushingly so, which is what I've said many times. I'm not like a super hop head when it comes to beer. So yeah, this is really tasty and good, refreshing. So very good.
Yeah, but it's a double IPA, Doug.
Double IPAs are a weird exception for me in the IPA world because they generally are a little sweeter than they are hoppy to me. So yeah, that's really good. So what was your second there, Greg? Sorry.
Oh yeah. My second is Block. Oh no, my second is Bare Bones, Doug.
Dog Days.
Yeah, it's a American IPA. Cheers.
Yeah.
Standard, I had it 2 days ago at the brewery. It was good. It's good here too. Standard IPA, more of the piney and probably more of what Doug doesn't like. It's kind of a sloppy in the face.
Probably.
Big malt background. Yeah. So I wanted to, while we're here, I wanted to ask Seth this about converting people to NA.
So I would say like the one that Doug's drinking, and I had one earlier, is the Double Story IPA, is really convincing for them. Also their sours, that the one you had, that seasonal one, is cranberries and spruce tips.
Now, when you say that, I can envision it when I had it, or I couldn't quite place what the other extra flavors were. So
yes, I think sour, like especially for like sour heads, they weren't my biggest style because I'm more of like what's that style? It's like the cheesy sours. Those are the ones that I always used to like. They had the funk, like the farmhouse style, open fermentation rooms. Yep. What do they call those? It's drawing a blank. But like the really,
was it Brettanomyces? Like that's usually like
Daniel remembers. I don't know why.
Cool ships.
Yeah.
Yes, that was my favorite type of sours. Shout out to Burley Oak down in Berlin, Maryland, to have some of the greatest cool ships in the world. There we go.
And of course, Daniel knew it.
Got it. Yeah.
He's like our information guru. So
there we go. But I would say there's sours and then a lot of their IPAs, and they're starting to get better at the darker beers. I had a banana bread porter this Christmas with homemade maple syrup, and that was pretty good. I gave that to my neighbor, and he's like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" And I was like, "Yeah, it is." Okay. He's like, "Oh, wait, there's no booze in here?" And he's like, "Oh, come on, Seth." And I was like, "Ah, I got you, John." So I think there's like this stigma of like people think that just because you're drinking an NA beers, like you're not going to have a great time. So I'm trying to tell people or inform people like, yeah, you can still have all the flavor you want and hop profiles and the beer flavor without just the buzz or, the headache the next morning. And there's nothing wrong with that if you can handle it. Obviously I can't. But, I would say all their pale ales, they have gluten-free. They have a light beer. They also have a hop seltzer. Ooh. That's just water. It's like the hop water,
So before we get to my next question, I just do want to verify that Greenland is not for sale, Doug. So we can.
I don't know who that is, but all right. I agree.
It doesn't matter. The message is the message, Doug. Who cares what the message is?
You are correct. And they are correct.
Right. Correct. Yes. Mental. One of the things we hear about NA, y'all, is mental clarity is a benefit. Seth, have you felt a shift in your focus since making a switch?
I'm like a goldfish when it comes to my thought processes. So it's maybe I got a little bit longer of an attention span, but I'm no. I would say it's like just the morning, like the day-to-day stuff I'm more on point with, but it's just, that's not how my brain works. It feels good to wake up in the morning on a Tuesday and not be feeling like I have the beginning of the flu. So, I mean, that's what I would say. Like, that's the best. That would be the mental clarity I have. Just not feeling like, absolute dog shit in the morning every day. But
yeah.
What's up, Doug?
As I say, not feeling like dog shit is a good quality. That's a good way to start the day.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, so I have to agree with it. What's interesting, and sorry, Greg, if I stepped on you there. I was just going to say there is something nice that when you go to most places now, they will have NAs. So like if you're out and you could be at a bar, you could be at a ball game, they'll have NAs. You can go down to like the brewery just down the street here is Beer Tree, and they have 2 or 3 NAs on tap now. And
yep.
So it's nice. Like there were times when we would go to trivia down there, and I'd be like, I'm just going to have NAs because I'm driving. So even though the drive is 5 minutes from my house, I was like, I just didn't feel like having beer. And NAs were nothing fantastic, but they were fine. They were suitable, but you still felt like you were part of the crowd. You know, that's the thing. You felt like you weren't kind of on an island. So I totally get what you're saying there.
Yeah, Doug, I'm good with possible. Unless you have any questions, Doug, I'm good.
No, I'm good on that. So, but this is I'm glad you brought these beers, Seth. These are excellent. So,
thank you. Someone said do not use banana. That banana pulls from all the yeast as possible.
Yeah, that's our homebrewer buddy Imani.
Okay.
Apparently, he's not a banana guy.
No.
Nah. All right, Doug. We'll move on to something different, okay?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to start with what you're listening to, Seth.
Okay.
Guide us through Tyler Childers here.
Oh, so a big switch in my music when I got sober was finding sober artists. So Tyler Childers is a year ahead of me in sobriety. And I don't like the pop country bullshit that they put on the radio. And I've heard people call it like black country. It's almost like emo country because it's dark, it's depressing. But I like My Chemical Romance, I like sad, whiny, music. I don't know. It's just what I've always listened to. And, I'm big fan of Tyler before I got sober and before I heard he got sober. And not a lot of people were listening to him. And now you can see that, his monthly listeners is just off the charts. And now it's like $400 to go see him in Saratoga. And I'm not going to do it. So
that's a little pricey.
Yes, agreed. So, but yeah, I really just, I try to tend to find sober artists that have gone through something that I've gone through, and sometimes their music speaks to me, and sometimes it's just I know that they're doing the same day-to-day stuff that I am, so it makes me kind of feel normal. So if you like whiny emo country music, give Tyler a try.
Yeah, I seem to remember was that a couple of years ago where he had a song that kind of gained some notoriety because he did a video where it was basically like two queer people getting married or in a relationship. Something did a video like that, and that was a really touching video. And that's where I remembered the name from. I am not a country music person in any way, shape, or form. That's not my jam. What's weird is like I can do bluegrass and stuff like that, but like there's certain sound to country that just like nails on a chalkboard to me, and I can't.
He's got a little bit of a bluegrass feel, so give him a try.
Yeah, I like that particular song. I didn't really listen to the album, so I'll think of that when I listen to it. So, all right,
Haywire. All right, so I just saw them last Sunday, and they're a Boston hardcore band. They're kind of a little bit more in your face than Dropkick Murphys, but they are from the same area that Dropkick Murphys are, and I'm actually wearing their shirt. And they are great. And I got to meet Austin this past Sunday and talk to him about his sobriety journey and told him that he's not alone. And it was just cool to have that moment with someone and not talk about music, but like talk to someone on a deeper level was just a conversation I'll never forget. We didn't even talk about music. And it was just like, hey man, like I've gone through everything you're going through. I got sober in a brewery. You're getting sober on the road. You're playing in bars. Like if I can do it, you can do it. And he's like, that means the world to me. Thank you so much. So, my favorite song that they do is it's a love song, and it talks about, depression and, sobriety and you're not alone and all this. And then Like a Train, which we play in front of little children.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you also have you have two folks that are in the chat who are Boston residents, so they're pretty happy hearing about the 617 area.
All right. Yeah.
Well, there's JHG. He's from Boston. JT is also. So Daniel's not. Daniel's a New York City guy, but so yeah, that's cool. I think it's really neat that you got to talk to him and do that sort of kind of discuss the sobriety and not many. Even with the smaller band, sometimes you really don't get the opportunity to kind of have that sort of conversation or connection with someone. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next up.
Oh, Dropkick Murphys. They will have a giant soft spot in my heart for forever because my mom never allowed me to listen to them, but I still listen to them anyways. Sorry, Mom. I had this typing class when I was in 9th grade, and his name was Travis, and Travis was a rebel, and so much so he lit up a cigarette while we were in high school in the computer room, and Mrs. Parks was our typing teacher. She's like, "I smell a cigarette. Who's smoking?" He's like, "It's not me," and what's on your shirt? He goes, "Oh, it's Dropkick Murphys. Have you ever heard of them?" And this was like before, Apple Music, where you could just search someone on your phone. So I had to go home, hook up to the dial internet, turn it down really low. I was like, these guys are awesome. And when they played in Binghamton, what was it, like 2 years ago? I celebrated 1,000 days sober at that show.
Oh, nice.
So, I've seen them live probably about 3 times. And they do a lot for the sober community too. They give back to recovery homes and second chance homes and, people getting back on their feet. And they're very patriotic, whether you agree with them or not. They love America. They love Americans. So The Lonesome Boatsman is my favorite song. So yes, they do deliver to DC as long as your state allows it.
Yes, SC. So she's in South Carolina.
So. Yep. I'm pretty sure they would.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's cool. But Dropkick Murphys, man, I just like their sort of their take no shit kind of approach. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good vibe. And very Bostonian too. Like just
Oh,
the way
very.
they
And Ken Casey is just a no bullshit type of guy that you would want in your corner.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sometimes, he's a little extreme for me and the things he says, but like I know for 110% he believes in it, and I can't knock anyone for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
awesome.
I love Dropkick Murphys.
All right, I think that was the ones you had. So I'm going to jump into stuff that I.
Okay.
All right, so Jill Scott's releasing an album this month or next month, and Jill Scott is an amazing R&B singer. Jill and I went to a jazz festival up in Rochester, and she was singing there, and that was like that whole experience was like people were dressed like they were going to church going into that concert. It was awesome, and it was so cool. It was like she might be one of the horniest singers I've ever heard. She's just like she does shit and just talks about shit on stage, and it's just she's just such an authentically herself person that it's just great. Greg, I'm telling you, you just watch some of her live stuff and be like, wow, okay. Yeah, so that's just one of the things I'm listening to. So that's in anticipation of her album coming out. I'm hopeful that she'll do a tour, so Jill and I can go see her again because that was fantastic. I did not. Yeah, I did not do that. Chili from Philly, baby. So yeah. Monty, I sent you a few videos about her, and I was just like, we're just kind of like, wow. All right. Next up is Fred Again. Fred Again is this kind of newer EDM artist, and he just does some super interesting stuff with beats that I've never really heard people do. Just a lot of interesting stuff with distortion. You see, he has 18 million monthly listeners, which I think a lot of them are from Europe, but it's a fun hang to listen to his stuff, and so I've been really jamming out with that. So that's been really fun.
Is that all music, or is that lyrics as well?
There's some lyrics too.
Okay.
He has singers, but like it's electronic dance music with some singing in it. But I think most songs he has, I don't think any of them are really instrumentals. But
okay,
his stuff is really unique and interesting, which is why I was kind of gravitated toward it. So that's Fred Again. And now we're getting into my other things. I listen to books and podcasts quite a bit too. Right now I'm listening to Deep Silence, Joe Ledger novel. I love the Joe Ledger series. There's another Joe Ledger book coming out this year. It's like 14 or 15 books at this point, and I listen to them all the time. I love their books. The reason is the guy that's the narrator is Ray Porter. He is unbelievable. Every character is its own voice, and he's the only one who does all the voices. So he's just like a magician doing audiobooks. So yeah, that's what I'm listening to audiobook wise. But there is also that I am listening to this podcast because this caught my attention. I heard about it. It was called The Greater Good. And it's supposed to be a podcast that is sort of in the mold of the show Severance, which I don't know if you've ever seen Severance, Seth. It is this sort of mind fuckery show on Apple Plus that just your brain goes all over the place. It's just really, really interesting thing. So I just started this particular one. So this is one that if you're gonna like, it's not one you can just put on and sort of passively listen to. You have to pay attention because there's lots of shit going on. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. So those are the things that I am listening to. How are you about podcasts or anything like that? Do you listen to any of that stuff?
Yeah. So just your like who is it? Like a couple like of course, like the Joe Rogan stuff when he has like, old MMA fighters, a lot of like wrestling coach podcasts, a couple of sobriety podcasts that I listen to. Shout out to the guys in Syracuse. They're called Milk and Whiskey. And they're a bunch of recovering alcoholics and addicts. And it's just funny stories about sobriety, and they go through the 12-step program and they read out of the good book, and then they go down wormholes and rabbit holes, and they're a bunch of good guys. They're very funny.
Yeah. Nice.
So, but yeah, I try to tend to have a little bit of humor about sobriety, because if I tend to think on it too much, then I get overwhelmed. So I like to have a lot of good humor about it, because it helps brighten it up, because now life is good,
Yeah. Well, humor helps in a lot of ways. So
agreed. Yes, for sure.
I'm glad you can. Yeah, I'm glad you can kind of use that.
And I poke fun at myself all the time about it, and people throw jokes at me, and people are like, you can't say that to him. I'm like, why not? Like I'm my biggest ball buster myself. So I mean, what you're saying is nothing I've said to myself.
Excellent, Smithers.
Yeah.
So Greg, you want to pop on here so we can do our next thing, sir?
Yeah, so the segment that Joel has inspired y'all is our brewery logo segment, where we generally are rude and obnoxious about brewers' logos, Doug. And yeah, so Seth, we usually go through and talk about what we like about them, what we dislike about them, and then we give a rating of, I don't even know, because it moves every time, doesn't it, Doug? Sometimes we're like 1 to 10, 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Today we'll do 1 to 10, right, Doug?
Sure.
10 is great. 1 is awful. They need to go to Canva. Is 1, right, Doug?
Yeah.
Canva will be better. All right, Seth, we'll start with you. There's a little blurb about the brewery if you want to know more about it. But what do you think about Austin Beer Works' logo?
A hell yes attitude. 2014, selling a 7-foot long 99 pack called the Pacemaker Ale. It's a little boring, isn't it? I mean,
this is the content we want. Keep going.
Right. It's like you shed one tear for your beer, and then you got 99 other ones you probably can't drink. I don't know. The vibe, bold, loud, industrial. No, I'm out at bold and loud. No. I like hole in the walls. I'm not a bold guy. I mean, like I told you, I drank Utica Club for forever, and that's not a beer you socialize with.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're in the
beer is excellent. That's what someone said. Yeah, 4.
4.
Yeah.
Doug, where are you at with this one?
I agree with Seth on a lot of this, because the idea they're like known for their hell yes attitude and bold and loud, and that does not scream bold and loud to me, or hell yes. I think it's a fine logo. I think it's solid. It's nothing remarkable, but it's not bad or terrible or anything. I just think, like I said, I just think if you're going to describe yourself as bold and hell yes and all that stuff, then you kind of, your color scheme is not yelling bold to me. But I think it's very solid, and so 7. I'll go 7. I'll give it a I'll give it a 7. Yeah.
Yeah, and the color scheme, Doug, I don't know. It's kind of boring. I want more than the orange. I don't know. 5, Doug. 5.
Yeah, maybe usually I'm a little more harsh than you, so it's a little surprising that.
The graphic designer on record here is saying 8.5, y'all. Mm-hmm. He's disagreeing with y'all, Doug.
Yeah.
What's this? Doug, what's
What
in
is-
that? You poured something.
Oh yeah. So I poured this another Sunshine State Tropical IPA with mango and peach. Also, I really love the iguana on the can. That's really good.
You can get that on a shirt too, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool. And he's got like sunglasses on. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. But look at the color on that puppy, baby. That looks like juice.
It is.
Oh, it's juice.
Yep.
Oh, but they're not lying. It's got a little hops in the background there too. But definitely, tropical IPA is a good descriptor.
Yeah.
What's funny is that like the finish on it, the hop finish is like really dry, which is weird because it's so sweet up front. But
yeah,
interesting.
So it's good.
It's good. Out of the three I've had, that's my least favorite. But that's just me. I wanted to try it because it was interesting. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means the other two are really good. This just happened to not be quite as good.
All right. Well, we're gonna move along because I don't know. It didn't really go over well with the panelists that last one. So maybe
No,
we'll
it
have
did not.
more luck with this one, Doug. Live Oak Brewing Company, another Austin, Texas one. Thanks, Joel, for these logos today. And we can start with Seth again. We should always give guests first.
I don't know what it is with Austin and the color yellow. I mean, I know like the Texas state flowers, the yellow rose, but it doesn't need to be everywhere. Live oak. Do they even have? I mean, all I know about from the barbecue world that the only trees that grow in Texas is mesquite.
I don't know. Maybe JT can tell us. But
they do have post oak, and I know that they're snobs about that too. With their barbecue world, live oak, 1997. That's where this logo has stayed.
Oh,
22-acre property. Okay. Just north of the airport, so you can't miss it. Oh, okay. If they make a really good Hefeweizen, I'll and I could try it. You know, maybe I would give them a couple more points because Hefeweizens are a style that I miss. I haven't found an NA one yet. Man. Color the tree in at least. I'll give it a 6.
Man, Seth, you are harsh.
No, it's boring. It's yellow again.
It's made in the shade, y'all. Doug.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I like this one more than the Austin one. I think, yes, I don't understand why this one is also yellow, but the idea that it's live, so it almost seems like it's electric and like bright, that I like. I think that's a nice play on it. I imagine they have to have oak trees in Texas somewhere, but yeah. So, but the logo I think is fine. I like this more than the last one, so I'm going to give it probably an 8.5. So somewhere in that realm. I like the idea that they are basically they're known for their like old world European styles. That I love those kind of beers, so that's great. Also, I didn't notice this in JHG, but why the fuck do they have 2 fonts? That is a big sticky widget for JHG as a designer. Don't use 2 fonts, use the same font. I didn't even notice that, JHG. I noticed it with the Austin, Texas at the bottom. I didn't notice between the Live Oak and Brewing Company, so that's my bad. That drops it to, I'll drop it to an 8, not an 8.5 because of the fonts.
Is it like a font tax or something, Doug?
Yes.
Wild. I'm gonna keep it. It's a 6, but it feels busy. Does it feel busy to y'all?
Yeah, a little. I can see that.
Font penalty. Well,
So-
there's the yellow flag.
6.5. That's what we're gonna do, Doug, for that one.
Why is it that tonight like I'm the one that's oh yeah, it's 4 different fonts, right? Because the top one's different font too. Oh my god. I didn't even realize that. Oh man, okay. Yeah, that's a big buzzer for that. Oh my god, I didn't even realize the 4 fonts. Now it's making me really doubt my decision on 8. That's got to drop to like a 7 now.
So, Doug, what is your final answer here?
7. I'll do a 7 because now that I've had other people point out the things that I completely missed on first blush, I feel like an idiot. So let's make it a 7.
All right, I had 6.5 for that one.
So
All
that
right,
was
Doug,
6.
Doug, that wasn't a really good segment for us. The brewery.
It was good. It was good. Just wasn't good look.
All right, so here we go with this one. Doug's favorite new segment. All right, Seth. So I need emojis explained to me because I use them wrong, misled, and I have problems. So then Doug suggested this one. So I guess Doug wants to explain it to me, or Doug needs explaining. Hold on,
I
Doug.
think I
Hold, because you're going to get to that. But I do want to say I got it right this week because, Doug, everybody's hands are represented here. So I don't just have white hands and I don't just have black hands, and everybody's hands is.
Wait a minute. That's the Live Oak logo on top. That's what it means. That's Live Oak Brewery up top.
maybe they modeled their logo after it.
That's exactly what it is. Apple owes them a lot of money.
The beers are 10 at the last brewery, JT says. But Doug, I'm sorry I cut you off. So now you get to explain yourself about this emoji. Do you want to explain it to me, Doug, or do you need it explained to you?
I want everybody to explain to me what they think it is because I have my ideas, but everybody has different interpretations. Okay, wacky hand emoji. All right, Seth, what do you think this is?
Yeah,
aren't those the imagination hands with SpongeBob?
Oh,
Where SpongeBob's like, oh, imagination. Right?
That's a good call.
Mhm.
And the SpongeBob hands at the top are yellow like SpongeBob.
I
too.
know.
Damn.
High five. I've never heard that one. Praise, maybe. If you're at a Pentecostal church. I went to a Baptist church, so we don't raise hands.
Greg, what do you think this means?
Is it like, raised hands? It's like, religious hands, right? Is it? I don't know, Doug. I don't ever use this one ever.
Yeah, I've heard people say high five. I've heard people doing like this, like my hands are like almost like washing their hands of it. I don't know what it means. I don't use it either. I just see people using it, and I think some people when they do the clapping hands, I think someone said, or like the clapping. There's one that's like this, but that some people always say that's like the prayer, can be prayer emoji too. I don't know. This one baffles me. So maybe it's raise the roof.
What about touchdown?
No.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's the wrong way. Maybe.
Yeah, but it's
Stick them up.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Cheers, Doug. Cheers. No.
Cheers, maybe.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's an inappropriate way, Doug.
Uh-oh.
Here, or not an inappropriate, an awkward. So what if you're like in like a group chat with your family or something, and somebody passes, and then they put R.I.P. Grandma, and then you put your hands up like that? Is that good or?
Because it's so interpretable, I'm afraid to be like, why are you high fiving? Oh my god!
Yeah, but is that high fiving though?
I don't think so. Sorry. I like Seth's part thinking that it was the Live Oak logo, not just or the SpongeBob imagination hand. That was I like that one. Maybe that's how I use it from here on out.
That I'm so confused.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said let's do that one, because I don't know what that means, and I think everybody has a different view of what that means.
Dog, and we're not any less confused now.
Sorry. Imagination.
All right, Doug. I don't have anything more than that, Doug. Do you have more? On? Do we want to talk about dry January, Seth?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
So your take.
My take on dry January.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always challenged people just to do a little bit of sobriety from here on, even if it's like during the week, or just taking a little bit of a pause to kind of see how you feel, or how your mental state is, or even to save money on those aspects, because like going out is so expensive now with anything. I remember when, craft beer used to be $5 a pint. And if it was a little bit higher AVB, you used to get 12 ounces, but it was still $5 or $6 a pour.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's crazy. I don't even know how I could do it now. You go to some places and they want, $12 for an 8-ounce pour because, it's one of one and it's got this in it. And, I get stuff that is expensive to make, but, that was the biggest thing I saw. My wallet,
Yeah.
So that was all like a good motivator too, because I was able to do more stuff with my family and really reap the benefits of what I was doing too. Yeah, like I don't, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to do dry January. They're like, oh, what about you? And someone doesn't know my past is like, oh yeah, I've been going for like 5.5 years.
And they're like, oh,
really? And they're like, why'd you do that? I'm like, I don't really know you, so it's just something I don't do.
Yeah.
Or if you like, and then other people that know me, they're like, hey man, I'm thinking about doing dry January. And I'm like, I'm all for it. Like, call me if you need me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's a good thing for folks. I've also know people who did dry January and like, I like this, I'm going to keep going. And it wasn't like they had any particular problem. They're just like, I like this better, So
yeah, agreed.
So it doesn't have to be an emergency for you to be sober.
No,
like,
no,
make it clear.
Not at all.
You can just make the choice, be like, I don't want to do that anymore, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. That's because we do this show, normally I don't do dry January, but because I also really outside of this show, I have a couple other shows I do, and I'll have a drink or two on there. But like otherwise it's at night it's tea.
Right.
I have a cup of tea, and that's pretty nice. So yeah. But yeah, I don't have anything more on that. I just think dry January is a good idea if you want to do it. Like, and if you don't, that's okay. I just feel like people have to make the choice of what's right for them. And,
yeah, I mean, you can try anything for 30 days, and if you absolutely hate it, like no one's holding you accountable except for yourself. I mean, like, unless you have a problem with it, and then you booze, you lose.
Okay.
I love the lose with a Z. That was great. That was the fun part about it. So if Go Brewing if y'all could do a collab with any kind of like athlete or celeb, who would be the vibe for the brand? Is there someone that would stand out?
I don't know if I have that much pull into like roping someone in, but they are in Illinois. They're right outside Chicago.
Yeah,
There's
is it,
been there's
would it
been
be
there's
someone
been
chill, or like would it be like Willie Nelson or something who's like laid back and chill? Or
I don't know who would I know they've done a couple collabs with like other big brewers in Illinois, but like I would always, bring in the big guns of like craft beer, maybe bring in like a Sam from Dogfish or, Jim from Sam Adams.
okay, those are
Yeah, those guys are
those
pretty
bring good
chill.
vibes.
Yeah. Jim's just
That's a
an
good
old
vibe.
man and he's kind of like I wouldn't say he's as grumpy as Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. But maybe after he got all warm and fuzzy at the end of the movie, that's Jim. And then Sam. Everyone in the beginning of craft beer wanted to be friends with Sam because Sam was so cool, and I still think Sam is cool, even though I don't drink his beer anymore.
So, Doug, does NA have a vibe for you that you could, maybe a musical person would personify the vibe of NA beer?
Music. Kenny G. No, I'm just kidding. No, but that sort of smooth jazz kind of feel is actually pretty good for that. Like, because it's just chill and relaxed. Like, I could see that. Not Kenny G specifically, but just like some really nice smooth jazz would be excellent.
No, but the Kenny G thing is nice because smooth jazz is kind of like jazz light.
Fair,
right?
fair.
And NA is kind of like beer light, like in that level.
Near beer, yeah.
Like yeah, right. So it's that. I feel you, Doug. I feel you. Yeah. Kenny G is. He's. Yeah. There you go, Doug.
It's sexy saxophone feel. Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, Rod's met him, so.
Yes, he is. What you say, Doug?
No, I'd say Rod's met him, so yeah.
Yeah. I was in the same room with that guy. Goof.
Goof.
Oh, yeah.
Goof.
Huh.
All right, Daniel.
Now, this is probably showing like how young I was and make you guys feel a little older. Who was that guy that always played that clarinet with the long curly hair? I'd always wake up to his like infomercials when I'd fall asleep on the couch.
Yanni. Somebody said it.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I didn't. Oh, wow. It's like someone's tap. He even put out that it was all a yellow Coldplay thing in my head, and I had to sing that in my head. Now he's in my head again. Oh boy.
Now the cranberries are in your head.
Yeah, right. Oh boy. Everyone loves cranberries. Don't lie.
No, I love the cranberries.
So, Doug, any last questions, or we wrap early tonight, or what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, I don't really have anything extra. Seth, do you have anything you want to talk about a bit before we wrap things up?
No. Thank you for having me. It's been fun. I was a little nervous, but I guess this went as well as I thought it was going to go. This has been wonderful. And I don't have a Chicago handshake. How do we do it? I don't know.
I think that's a drink combo. That's
okay.
Malort and a beer.
Oh, and a dart.
No. On that note,
get that out of here. All right, Seth, do you want to review what you had tonight and let us know what you thought of them?
Yeah, so I had the Blonde Ale from where is it?
Two Phrase.
Yeah, Two Phrase. This was excellent. And then along with this Athletic layback lime and salt. I always like a good Goza. And then
Good
along
time.
with double IPA, and then I snuck in
Nice.
just a classic Pilsner, which is probably one of my favorite logos they have with the astronaut.
Yeah, fun logos Go has for sure.
Yes,
Yes.
they do.
Right. That shit sells, right, Doug?
Yeah.
Speaking
So-
of, what did it sell you, Doug? What do you got?
All right. So I had 3 Go beers, thanks to Seth. Again, appreciate you bringing your stuff over to me. So I guess start. I had the Sunshine State Tropical IPA with mango and peach. This is basically a juice thing with little hops at the end. The hop is with a dry hop finish at the end. This was decent. I could see why folks who like this sort of thing would really enjoy it. Wasn't really my jam, but that's okay. Also had this New School Sour, which was a limited batch with the holiday blend. Would you say that had cranberries and what was the other thing?
Spruce tips.
Spruce tips. So this is really good. I really enjoyed this. My favorite thing was the Story Double IPA. I thought that was excellent. So really cool graffiti style on the can. So really good. Yeah. Thanks again for bringing those to me, Seth.
Yeah, no problem. Greg, he's gonna send some your way. I have some extras for you to send all the way
All
out
right.
to Wisconsin.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Make sure I try them on stream here. We have Bare Bones Dog Days IPA. That's a good one there from Oshkosh. And here's another one from Oshkosh, Fox River. And as I said, Doug, it's on the Fox River
Mm.
right there. Blue Bobbler. It's a blue blonde. It was much better on tap than it was in this can. Not sure why, but so go to the brewery and drink it there. Pro tip. Doug?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to rip through some comments here before we call it an evening?
As usual, for sure.
Yeah. So first we had, this was earlier, April talked about you doing an MBA project on an NA beer company, athletic brewing company. So she going to do her MBA on that, which is really cool to be doing that on athletic brewing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then we had JT pop in about how he was interested. He does mostly athletics, so I think this has been a good show for him to learn more about the Go stuff. So that's really cool.
Yep. They are in a lot of like stores. I think they're in Costco. You can buy a variety pack through them. And our local Wegmans has them as well.
They do. They have like 3 of them. They don't have like a huge variety, but they also don't have a huge variety of athletic either. So
no.
Yep. So and last one here is Rod, who's also a Go ambassador. So
hey, I've talked to Rob a couple times.
Yep. So there you go. That's what we got. So,
sweet.
Yeah, that's you talking about the Pilsner.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Sweet. So Seth, thanks again for coming over to my house and hanging out and popping on the show with us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Greg, any last words there, sir?
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week with the Hip Hop Hops return with, I think, Manny, Doug.
Yeah, that's going to be out of pocket from the start, I think. So, as usual. So,
absolutely. All right, Doug. Thanks again, Seth. We'll see y'all.
Yep. Thank you.
See you next week, folks. Cheers.
Same time. Cheers. Same back channel.
Yep.
Let's go.